Hey, I'm Bobby Cannavale. I'm in The Big Knife on Broadway, and you're watching Broadway.com show.
Welcome to the Broadway.com show, your weekly cheat sheet for all things Broadway, or as we like to think of it, 7 minutes in heaven minus the making out. Let's kick it off with the news. What's the buzz, Lindsay?
The 2013 Tony Awards have officially found a home. The June 9th ceremony will return to, drumroll please, Radio City Music Hall. For the last 2 years, the Tonys have been at the Beacon Theater on the Upper West Side, but this year, they're going to be 5 blocks away from the Broadway.com offices. Hey guys, Tony party at our place!
Speaking of awards, we're gearing up for another starry and sassy Broadway.com Audience Choice Awards ceremony on May 5th. In the past, only theater VIPs have attended, but this year we're putting one lucky fan on the guest list. Want it to be you? Then go to awards.broadway.com/contest and send us a video of all your epic fandom and why you deserve to come to the most fun award show of the year. Good luck.
It's never too late, baby, for a Carole King musical. That's right, the iconic tunes of the singer-songwriter are headed to Broadway next spring in Beautiful, the Carole King musical. The tuner will follow the Grammy winner from her Brooklyn roots, through her Brill-building years, and her relationship with Jerry Goffin, her ex-husband and songwriting partner on a dozen hit songs. No casting's been announced yet, but we're hoping Ghost leading lady Casey Levy gets a call from her agent very soon.
Broadway is falling in love with the new Christopher Durang comedy Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike, starring Sigourney Weaver, David Hyde Pierce, Christine Nielsen as a trio of dysfunctional but hysterical siblings. After a sold-out run off Broadway, the show opened on the main stem this week, and everybody's loving it. Audiences are loving it, critics are loving it, even the company couldn't hold back how much they love it.
It's just such a crowd pleaser, this play, I must say, and by the end, I feel we've all had such a great connection.
The word that I keep thinking in the curtain calls at Vanya is gratitude. There's this feeling that you get from the audience of, oh, we're so glad we came, we're so glad we saw this play, we're so glad it was you guys. And it's such a warm, like, lovely thing.
Brace yourselves, theater fans. March Musical Madness has hit Broadway.com. 64 of our favorite musicals are going head-to-head in a championship tournament that answers the ultimate question: what's the best Broadway musical of all time? We'll be keeping you updated with complete coverage as these shows duke it out for a spot in the Final Four and a shot at the ultimate title. Round 1 brings you showdowns like Funny Girl vs. Hairspray, Evita vs. Sweeney Todd, Into the Woods vs. Wicked, and many more impossible decisions. Grab your brackets and meet me back here next week for the latest score updates.
Hi, I'm Fiona Shaw and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
It's time for Broadway SmackDown. Last week, we very unfairly asked you which original cast you'd rather see reunited in concert, Spring Awakening or Wicked. Voting was intense, but Wicked inched ahead for the win, getting 56% of your votes. Go green! Now on to this week's SmackDown. NBC just announced plans to move Smash from Tuesday night to Saturday night for the remainder of its second season. This is not good news for fans of the show, as Saturday nights are typically the place networks put a show to die. Meanwhile, ABC Family has kept quiet about whether or not it plans to renew its Sutton Foster vehicle Bunheads for a second season, which leads us to our burning question. Which show do you think deserves another shot? Would you rather see Smash Season 3 or Bunheads Season 2? Tweet your answers to Broadway.com with the hashtag BOA SmackDown. And be sure to check back next week to find out the winner.
Green Day frontman Billie Joe Armstrong, who saw his hit album American Idiot translated for the stage a few years back, is now set to compose an original score for a new musical adaptation of William Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. Of course, the road from Billboard to Broadway has been traveled by many. Here are 5 of our favorite rockers turned Broadway songwriters who are still jamming on our iPods. At number 5 is Boy George, who gave us the fab flop 80s tuner Taboo. Bon Jovi's David Bryan takes the number 4 slot for his rockin' Tony-winning Memphis score. Our number 3 choice is Elton John, whose Aida score, with its big belting solos, is still his best. The ABBA duo of Benny Andersson and Bjorn Ulvaeus are at number 2 with their 80s Cold War flop Chess. Love those songs. And topping the list is Duncan Sheik, whose Spring Awakening has earned its place among theater's all-time greats. Heads up, Top 5. This season also brings us new entries from Trey Anastasio's Hands on a Hardbody and Cyndi Lauper's Kinky Boots. Better watch out. Those boots were made for walking all the way to the top of the list.
Thumbs up to our video blogger, Laura Osnes, the star of Cinderella. Now, we love all our video bloggers. Hi, Alan Cumming. We'll miss you, Kate Rockwell. But this week, Laura outdid herself by taking us somewhere we never get to go, the wings during a performance. How fun was it to watch the stars' faces right before they stepped into the spotlight, or see Santino Fontana dive for a shoe thrown off stage? Priceless. Keep up the great work, Laura.
Thumbs down to all you West Side Story fans who insist on pitting Chita versus Rita. Hollywood Anita Rita Moreno stopped by Show People this week to talk up her memoir and said that fans insist on keeping up the rivalry between her and Broadway Anita Chita Rivera by sharing who they thought was better in the iconic sassy role. Really, show fans? It's been 52 years since Rita won the role in the film, and they're both brilliant. Now put down those old LPs, turn on your TV, and obsess over Karen and Ivy like the rest of us.
All hands on deck. Hands on a Hardbody is cruising onto the Great White Way this week, and in honor of their March 21st opening night, Broadway.com resident artist Justin Squiggs Robertson drew an awesome portrait of the whole cast in action. The sketch features the stars going head-to-head to win a fully loaded pickup truck. Last one to take his hand off the truck wins. So, who drives home with the prize? I'm not telling. The Broadway.com show is a spoiler-free zone.
The Man of Steel is flying into NYC this week for the encore staging of It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman. Starring Edward Watts as Superman and Clark Kent, this 60s tuner runs through March 24th. They're all tremendously talented on stage, but when we caught up with the cast, we asked them which superhero power they wish they possessed off stage. Check it out.
I think for me it would be being indestructible. I gotta go with fly.
Sometimes I live out in LA, and if I could just fly over the traffic, I would be golden. So maybe flying.
I guess to be a critic.
To stop time.
Oh, very cool.
To stop time. I mean, it's so fleeting.
To avoid having to take any kind of transportation, just to zap myself someplace. The power to digest food and not have the calories count, maybe.
That's a good one.
I like that one. Yeah, I am skinny man.
George Wendt here from Breakfast at Tiffany's, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Our star of the week is British beauty Emilia Clarke, who celebrates her first big Broadway opening this week in Breakfast at Tiffany's. We first fell in love with this warrior princess on HBO's Game of Thrones, and we dare you to look away from her magnetic presence as Holly Golightly. Plus, she's just about the sweetest person I've ever met. You're a big Broadway star now, Emilia, and that makes you our star of the week.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Broadway.com show. We'll leave you with an exclusive performance of Liza Minnelli singing Ring Them Bells, captured by our new video blogger, Alan Cumming. See you next week.
Open up the